seduction, sex, lifestyle. For the true player at heart, Global SLR presents the real kings of pickup. Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Be the best and fuck the rest.
All right, everybody. I'm Vince Hollywood Kelvin, also known as Aphrodite's Prince and the Kissing Saint. I'm here with my spiritual brother, Arash motherfucking Dibazar. And I'm going to ask you right away, brother, how you are doing with the real kings of pickup. So what's going on, brother?
Yeah, well, that's great because I answered it. So I'll answer it again this time. I know what I'm saying. You could say I am transcending. I'm going above and beyond the regular experience and knowledge of what we consider human. And if someone says, does he consider himself to be beyond human? I think that we're not in the position to state that because I don't think anybody has demonstrated to us what the potential of a human is. And so I'm not going to say I'm above and beyond human. I'm going to say that have you considered the potential of the human brain and the human nervous system? Because if you do consider the potential of it, maybe I'm just becoming human for the first time. Who the fuck knows? So that's what I would mean. What's up with you?
Wow, what a phenomenal way to say it. And once again, as always, words don't do justice to your words. On my side, I've been phoneless in Los Angeles for 2 days, asking girls if they would rather be phoneless in Los Angeles or sleepless in Seattle, and they prefer to be sleepless in Seattle than phoneless in Los Angeles. So I'm using somebody's phone to be here. I'm a little bit amused, thank God it amuses me, by the fact that I broke my world record of likes on Facebook, but it was for a post announcing that I was reaching 5,000 friends and maybe it would be time for cleaning house a little bit. So that Facebook mentality, gentlemen, and I know those on the call are not the ones who need to hear that, but it's just like I released a video with 300 makeouts flashing on pictures, breaking the world record of makeout and so on, and that gets less attention than a little announcement. I'm about to have 5,000 friends, time to clean house. So everybody found that phenomenal and fantastic. So I'm amused, puzzled by it, and I'm ready to be of service to those who don't fit in that category and are part of the minority who can step it up and no longer just be focused on the trivial matters of the world, but something a little deeper. So I think we're ready to take questions. Gentlemen, you know the drill. You say the city you're calling from, your name or code name, and then your question, and we'll cover as much ground as we can within the next 40 minutes. So who's going first?
Hey, this is Chris from, Florida. I need to stop saying that because I'm actually moving away from Florida. Right now I'm in Texas. And I got a question about, I've been meditating a lot lately, preparing for my upcoming workshops and products. And I found it a little extra challenging when, going out and, connecting up with my pickup practices. And so I know you both meditate. Is there anything or any tips or advice you have about like staying or embracing more extroverted, my extroversion? When I come out of meditation, I go out and I socialize.
Yeah, I totally understand that. It is a challenge for me also, and it's a real challenge for me actually. However, it's funny you say that because it actually came to me this morning. That same subject I was just thinking about this morning. So I do this cold shower exercise every day, and I get in the shower and then I suddenly turn it completely cold, and I time myself, and then I warm and then cold, whatever. And so the next level of it is to just start the shower extremely cold. Just start in the morning, get up. Don't turn it warm. Just walk into it super cold, right? And I was going to be there for a minute. Yeah. So I've been doing that for a couple of days. And this morning when I was about to walk into it, the normal process for me is to just really toughen up. I get in my mind real. I'm just like, I say shit like, fuck this, I'm ready, fuck that, whatever. I'll bring it on. I say shit like that and I walk in, right? My girlfriend actually hears this outside. It's funny. They always laugh. And so today I was about to walk in, and it felt fake to say that before I walked in. I was like, I don't really feel like actually saying that, but I'm going to get in the water. And I realized that, kind of like what you said, at least that's how I think what you meant. I had kind of a hard time relating to that cold water in the way that it was. And I was like, well, fuck it. I mean, what it is it's cold water, and I'm just going to accept it as what it is, and I'm going to be just fucking fine. And I don't know why I'm being so goddamn dramatic about the damn thing. I'm not going to die. I'm just going to walk in and see what the fuck it feels like. And so I walked in, and to my surprise, I had a better tolerance, would be a good word. I had a better tolerance and experience of the water, and I was tripping out. And as the day went forward, as challenges kept coming, I keep catching myself not reacting how I normally react, which I think is a good way to react because I feel strong and I handle shit all the time. But then I'm just kind of less attached to it. And then I realize I think that's why I actually meditate. So in regards to pickup, you know, you were on Periscope right now. You heard me talk. You guys got to see this fourth girl. It's so beautiful that's trying to become my girlfriend right now. And I just don't have the same attachment to it as I did before. You know, like when I got with Jess, it was a different attachment to have a third girlfriend. This fourth one is like, okay, but it's not, my pickup is not suffering. If anything, I'm 1,000 times greater because I'm not as push button reactive as I was before. So for myself, I feel that it's actually helping, but I have to change the way that I think I should be and allow this new way of being to be here and see what it's like to be at this level. I think I've shifted to a new level, and I need to explore this level instead of trying to hold on to the old level and be like, okay, now I'm out of meditation, now I'm going to go back to my pickup. Okay, well, now I'm out of meditation, and now let me see how the world seems. And again, I'm telling you, I'm not being the wise owl here. I'm saying I'm on that journey right now, but that's my observation so far. I'll end it here.
I recall studying with Thich Nhat Hanh meditation. I took a few of his retreats, and they were not overly crowded, so I got to spend a little time with him. And his answer would always be, why would you come out of your meditation? People would say, how do you come out of the meditation? And his answer stayed with me. It was always like, why would you come out of it? And then, using, you know, some ancient techniques, I would create new mantras for pickup. You know, one of them would be sex. On the inhale, now. On the exhale, and you say sex now, or anything. I know you're watching Pure Pickup, so it could be pure on the inhale, pickup, pure, pickup. And sometimes it's the presupposition, because we get attached to certain experiences as we initially have them, and then we tend to carry them with us, thinking that they are still gonna be there, when in fact maybe they are not. So when you open your eyes for your meditation, pay attention, go, okay, is there a part of me that's concerned right now that this should in any way be awkward or not even more potent as I'm going into my pickup? And check in with yourself. And then I've never had a challenge going from meditation to pickup. On the contrary, it makes me more intuitive, in tune, alert, calm enough, you know. It rebalances also the aspect of being overly in tune with other people, so you forget about yourself, or being overly concerned by yourself, so you're no longer picking up stuff from people. I find that meditation gives me a perfect balance between the two. So, well, thank you, Chris. Next question, gentlemen.
Hello, Vince. It's Mitch.
Mitch, how are you?
Good. How are you? Question.
Amazing.
At a supermarket, get change. Lady doesn't even acknowledge my presence when providing the change. She doesn't even acknowledge me when giving the change, and just very rude. Question: how do you powerfully deal with rude people without being too belligerent, but not being a pleaser either?
Well, okay. There are levels of this for me. If the person is being rude in a way that is trying to harm me in front of people, like let's just say, I know she didn't do it. She gives me the change and she looks at me and she goes, "You're disgusting. Don't come in my line anymore." Okay, now that's like a punch in the face. So I'm gonna defend myself at that moment, and I'm gonna tell her she's extremely rude and where's the manager, and I'm gonna make life hell for her because she was being aggressive towards me. And my personal belief is if you're aggressive towards me, then be ready for me to be very, very, very aggressive towards you. But let's say she doesn't go that route. She just ignores me. Okay. I believe she has a right to do that. See? I don't think that she should acknowledge me if she doesn't want to acknowledge me. I think that if she thinks she doesn't like guys with tattoos, or maybe she heard I have 3 girlfriends and she doesn't like that, she thinks I'm a pimp, or I don't know what the fuck she thinks. She's within her right to not be nice, to not acknowledge me in a friendly way, as long as she's not overtly, again, expressing rudeness that seems aggressive towards me. But if she's just going to deny my presence there and just hand me the change and do her job, that's great. The next step is if I'm ever there and I find myself walking to her line, I have to question why I think it's okay to be back in a place like that. So I don't take too much offense when somebody's rude. When we were in Los Angeles with Vince, I remember, we went to a hotel and we were downstairs and one of our friends was with us, and the girl in the front, I don't know, she like looked wrong at him or something, and later on we were talking and he was very angry about her doing that. And I had a very similar reaction from her, actually. But when she gave me that reaction, I walked right up to her and I said, go ahead and look at me. And she kind of looked at me, weird. I said, look at me. I saw you trying to look at me from the corner of your eye. Here I am. And I took off my hat. And then she kind of smiled, and then I walked away. But I believe she's within her right to not be nice to me if she doesn't want to be nice to me. There's no obligation. Fine, whatever. So be it. Big fucking deal. But if she becomes aggressive, I change my tune. So that's how I take it. I don't take too much offense. It doesn't bruise my ego. It doesn't she should have been nicer to me. I'm a powerful guy. I'm a good-looking guy. I don't give a fuck. Fuck her. Who knows? You don't know. She's a slave anyway. It doesn't hurt about it. I'll pass it on.
Wow. I deeply love that, Arash. And you got to re-examine certain concepts, like the concept of thinking that another person was rude. In which of the frames does it fit? Victim, fighting, or divine order? It's kind of victim-like because it reinforces taking things personally. Okay, it excludes the understanding that people don't do things to us. They do things around us. Now, once you set your boundaries of what you will accept or not, then it could be that they do things around us that are coming too close to us. Like this afternoon, I was dealing with getting the new phone. And I went there yesterday because I dropped my phone in the water yesterday, and they were about to close. And the girl taking care of me was especially sweet, and I was playing with her. I was telling them with my pink hair I should be a T-Mobile spokesperson. They were laughing and so on. Then I look at the clock and I realized it was 6:15 and one of them was closing the window. And I asked her, I said, what time do you close? And they said, oh, we close at 6. So I said, I'm keeping you over time. They said, yeah, but we have to finish the transaction. I said, I tell you what, I come back tomorrow. I go back today and it's a young guy. He's fairly friendly at first, but then he starts to go like, well, see the thing. I said, there is no thing. There is what was said yesterday, and there is my schedule today, and your inability to handle this matter right now is not going to come in the way. So there is no thing. And he went, okay. So you got to make sure you understand, Mitchell, that they are not being rude to you. Use it to qualify. When you do pickup, use it to qualify people. Meaning there are people, that's the way they go through the world, that's the way they interact with the world, that's their own fucking problem. It's way too low for you to even bother with it. So when that's present around you, you could say, okay, this is too low for me. I'm not going to waste my energy or any of that. You can be a smartass, which for the longest time has been my technique, and I would pretend the opposite. I would say, thank you so much. This has been some of the finest service I've ever received. You are phenomenal. Thank you. And being sarcastic, but with no resentment. So it's even more potent. You know, if you're resentful, they can feel that they affected you. If you're not resentful, but you're sarcastic like that, that's an option. You don't even need to do that. And then use them. Go back to utilization. So when you're doing pickup, one thing that you cannot afford anymore is to be emotionally fragile, because then pickup is not for you. So that means you got to become emotionally stronger. How do you build those emotional muscles? The best time to do it is in the midst of the situation. Now, to get physically fit, you need a location. You need to go to a gym. It helps you if you have a personal trainer. So those people are going to become your silent, unpaid, you don't have to pay them, trainers. And you allocate your missions. So whenever you start to do pickup and you notice, okay, that kind of affects me right now, you forget about, okay, an actual pickup being right or being wrong or any of that. You go, this is my chance to become emotionally stronger. And then you have a variety of options. One of them, it would be if you're the kind of guy you would never turn to a person and tell them, don't talk to me like that. Maybe that's your chance to try that once. Lord knows where it could lead. Maybe they'll get even more pissed, you know. If you're a person that you're always annoyed by that, let it go. You know, work your polarity. Work where you need work. So that's all I have to say for that. And we're ready for the next question.
I have a question. This is Philly Will.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. I like your questions. I like to have you on this call. So what's on this today?
Well, the question I have today is from my own experience, and I'm wondering if you both could share for me the experience you have with being with one girl, either sexually or you just got her number and are dating her, and wanting to be with her friend. You know, what do you have to do? What rules do you have to follow? And thank you.
Okay. I was mentioning this on Periscope. Gentlemen, please, and then maybe ladies listen to this later on iTunes. I think about this a lot in the last couple of days. I wonder if I'm going to die without anybody fully understanding what I understand. And then I think about people like Einstein and Tesla. Not that I'm saying I am like them, but in my field, yes, I feel like in my field I'm greater than them, actually. But I go, I wonder if they died with this thought in their head. Because I tell you, what I am able to see and the understanding, to be able to stand under it and really get it, of women is at another level, my friends. And in your questioning, and this is not, I am not in any way, shape, or form blaming you at all. I get what's happening. But it's difficult to answer because the answer is so simple. I'll give you two answers to it. But you have to understand the context. You guys are not seeing what a woman really is. And so until that actually happens, you will never be able to really get it. Because, like I said in the Periscope, if you thought your dog was a cat, you would never get your dog, or vice versa, or anything. The woman is not what you think. And your question is a great testament to that. So the answer is very simple. It's not relevant at all. I put up a text yesterday on my Facebook and Instagram of a woman I don't know. I know her from fucking Instagram, guys. And she wants to be my girlfriend. That's not who I'm talking about, by the way. It's my first girlfriend. And she says to me somewhere in that text, I paraphrase, I have to go back to it, but it was something asking about my other girlfriends and how they feel about me sleeping with other women. And I answered her like this: it's not relevant. And she said, I'm sorry, and then she went on to the next thing. The question of how you're with a woman and you want to be with her friend, how you go about that is actually not part of the formula in her mind that is considered anything. You and society are making it something. It's not an issue. It is not how she is created. You don't need to worry about that. Just do what I'm telling you in regards to being a man. And it's not a question. It's only a question when you make it a question. Otherwise, you're going to fuck her, you're going to fuck her friend, you're going to fuck her sister, and on my life, you can fuck her mom, and she'll be okay with it too. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but just, again, I keep trying to get people to open their eyes. I am a living, breathing human being who's not paying actresses. I have 3 incredibly beautiful girlfriends with me right now, and a 4th one who's as beautiful as them, begging me for 6 days to be with me. And I'm saying no. There's something here to be understood by everybody. There's something, you've got to open your eyes and see that there's something I must know or do. So trust me when I tell you this, not because I'm blogging about it, not because I do videos, but because I'm living it. It is not relevant at all to the situation in any shape, way, or form that she's her friend or not friend or you have other girls. Just don't think with that. Instead, think with what it means to be a man and truly understand what it means to be a woman. And you have the old Sun Tzu Art of War. I'm back to being a martial artist just with a gun now. The gun is my soul right now. Everybody that watches me knows. And I'm a fucking beginner. I'm not claiming expert gun. I'm claiming beginner, novice. But my mind is expert because I've been doing martial arts forever. And so Sun Tzu said very clearly, you must totally understand your enemy and understand yourself. And in 1,000 battles, you will be victorious. Now, I stand true for this. You don't understand the woman, guys. You've got to take the time to understand the creature. And you got to know you. And I swear to you, the moment you know that, you will have so much success, I can't even describe it. Just keep watching. And I know that was kind of elaborate, but these questions, if you could feel what it feels like inside my body right now, it's like it pulls at my fucking soul to see that the world doesn't see what I'm seeing. But I guess that's my job, and we'll see what happens. I'll pass it on.
Wow. Wow. You know, I had a flashback of a time when I was with these 2 girls from Australia, and they wanted me to sleep. One wanted me to sleep with the other one because I was a good fuck, and she wanted her friend to experience that. But I could not understand it nor see it. Looking back on it and hearing what my brother just said made me realize that we're conditioned from the moment we can remember to be good boys, okay? Then we develop one thing that you need to completely let go of, a false sense of being a good man to a woman. And it's all projection. And it's a blend of your own hallucinations with recommendations from the world that are completely off, with implementation of what we witnessed in movies, which are movies, you know, they're not reality. And then we hold on to that, constantly feeling like we have to prove to women that we are a good man. And it's off. And with women, you just never know where it's going to go. I remember at some point, I had a girl whose girlfriend was a madame. Okay? And those 2 bring 2 girls, and suddenly, I'm right there, and you would think, oh yeah, those girls, they're down to pretty much any fucking thing that may happen. So without asking permission, I go from my girlfriend to fucking her girlfriend. And that was a big deal. And then I encountered those girls that seem to be way so conservative that they would never want. So you don't know with girls. Okay? So I urge you to follow completely Arash's advice, and you don't worry about that. It is irrelevant. What's relevant is who are you becoming as a man and how in tune with your own masculinity are you? And the real panel of operation of women is completely different of what you think it is. They operate from very invisible aspects. For example, we have 4 guys in front of us. Okay? Now, one guy is kind of he doesn't have much game. He doesn't really know what to say. He's not looking nor feeling very comfortable, but he's okay with that. Then the second guy is the same, but he's not okay with that. Of course, the one who's okay with not feeling so comfortable is going to overrule. And then you have two guys, and you have one guy who's got like killer game and so on, but he's still feeling a little uncomfortable, feeling like he's doing something forbidden and so on. And you have the second guy he's got killer game, same thing, and he is completely okay with who he is. He's going to go, yeah, I am the kissing saint. Of course, the girl is going to go for that. So at the core, what are they looking for? The man who's okay with his own view and is not going to back out of them the moment they say something. So that's an example of a more invisible attraction switch. And there's a whole series of those. And I got inspired. I'm going to make a list of the most predominant one, and I'm going to share them in Aphrodite Sprints next week, because this week we're focusing on, what's it called? We're focusing on utilization, how to use everything. Here's a little sample. The girl says, we got to go. Keyword, since, you got to go. Let's at least properly say goodbye. Since. That's a magic word in that context.
The new year is right around the corner. We know you want better and more at all levels. But let's face it, the odds are not in your favor. And let's be honest, unless you remedy with all you got, it would probably be the same old shit, different year. So time to truly change. As seen on CNN, This Is Life with Lisa Ling, The Seduction Game, also featured on Sky TV with comedian Carl Kierperson, The Moaning of Life. The most potent, popular, and best priced 7-day training on the planet. The Initiation. Total manhood makeover for total social and personal success. Las Vegas. January 16th to 22nd, 2017. Led by true legend, #1 pickup artist on the planet, Vince Hollywood Kelvin, and revolutionary philosopher and best seducer in the world, Arash Dibazar, and the best healers on the planet, such as shaman James Hyman and occult expert Frank White. Imagine 3 days in the depth of Nevada's desert, Alpha Camp, to strengthen your survival skills, tap into your true warrior nature, and arise spiritually to harness powers you didn't even know you had. With board breaking, firewalking, chakra clearing, NLP, hypnosis for total success programming, and the most hardcore step-by-step military-style training to masterfully and flawlessly attract and bed the women you always desired. Then relocation for the following 4 days to the city that never sleeps, where everything goes, Las Vegas, Nevada, for around-the-clock pickup from nightclubs to malls, streets, casinos, including a visit to an adult convention. Expect only the very best results, not only with women, but in all areas of your life. Fuck excuses. It's your life and the clock is ticking. Accepting applications and registration now by going to www.vegasinitiation.com or call our 24/7 hotline 1-323-309-3219. But hurry, we work with a sliding scale and rates are subject to increase. So stop sitting on your ass before you're drawn into the abyss of excuses and regrets. Act now. Women and your new life are ready for you. Vegas, baby. Vegas. See you in Sin City for the real success you have been craving your whole life.
Brother, would it be all right at this point, I think, since our callers are here, if I was to announce the incredible new cousin podcast to this one that's starting this Wednesday?
Is it this Wednesday already? Fuck yeah. Yeah, great.
I believe so. Okay, I have to double check. I think Frank might be on the line. I know he listens in often. So if that's okay, first, the same number, and it's amazing. It's amazing. It came to be. So I will simply say it's the exact same number. It's on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. So if you're smart, you have the Monday, and then boom, double punch on Wednesday. I will perhaps either let Frank or Arash give the exact name and what it will consist of, but we're super psyched. Every Wednesday, initially it's going to be the same number. It might be a different number after. If you listen to the podcast in the future, just contact one of us and we'll keep you posted as far as what number to call. But you guys, if you want to announce it, so it's incredible. Starting this Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Should I say anything more about it, or is that good?
Yeah. The name, it's what it will consist of. Since I'm just going to be a guest on it to pitch in.
Okay, let me. I have to look up the name. That's why I asked that. The name always.
But I think Frank is on the line, so maybe Frank can give us some details about it.
Well, yeah, Frank is on the line. Frank is on. I have it. Guys. So listen, this is called the Dark Alumni Society Podcast, everybody, and let me tell you what the idea behind these podcasts are. So we have these programs in Seductive Instinct, and it's been my great fortune to come across individuals who have been masters of their field, Vince Kelvin being one of them, Frank White being another one, and that's what these programs are. And everybody who's on these programs, including Close the Deal with DC, Diamond Mines, Aphrodite's Prince, and Grail of the Serpent, the one thing that's common in all of them is you want more. You want to be able to talk about it more. You want to advance more. And so we figured that I'm going to do a podcast for each one specializing in that knowledge. So obviously right now we're in the Real Kings of Pickup, and this is mainly with the pickup, right? And this is Aphrodite's Prince program. I bring some of my Diamond Mine in it. And so Wednesday is going to be the Dark Alumni Society podcast. And this will be like an extension of the Grail of the Serpent, because it's going to be knowledge about the occult, about magic, about sorcery, about meditation, all the shit that you're into. But we're going to really focus on that and questions that you have in regards to that. Once again, of course, I just bring Diamond Mines to all of it, obviously. And it's going to be Wednesday. I forgot the exact time. So, there it is. It's 4 p.m., yeah? It looks like it's 4 p.m. So I'll stop talking. If Frank is online and would like to say more, then that's my piece on it. And look forward to programs with Close the Deal coming out. I have a few more. The goal is one podcast a day, 5 days a week, to continue to expand our knowledge. Because as you can see, even for the teachers, as we're on this, by teaching is another pillar of learning. I think one of the things I learned a while back is there's learning as a student, you like the knowledge, then there's doing it, and that's another part, and most people stop there. But then when you get to the third pillar of teaching that knowledge to somebody else who does it, that's when you start getting a different dimension of teaching, so of the subject. And every teacher can vouch that by teaching they get better. So I'll stop right here and pass it on.
Frank, did you want to add something? He might be muted. Maybe we'll pass it to Frank again in just a sec. I think he's muted. We are ready for the next question, meanwhile, gentlemen. No questions? Would one of you guys tell us, no, we are not muted? Would somebody inform us that you guys are not muted?
I'm not muted. Just really well.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, would one of you gentlemen like to ask a question, or we can go on ad-lib mode for a moment?
Sure. Actually, I have a question. This is Paul, San Francisco. I was at a party just Saturday night, and there's an older gentleman who's, I think he's 60 now, but he's a natural. And I've gone out with him before, and other people in the community, I know, again, this isn't what I'm under the impression of. But they're saying, it's kind of bad or demoralizing to go out with a natural, because, that kind of just, they don't follow the same kind of pattern of learning for game that we do. I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Can going out with this guy actually help me just by watching him? Or is it like kind of unachievable and it's just like too intuitive at this point for me to try to meld towards?
Okay. Well, I can't wait to see what Vince is going to say about this, so I'm almost tempted to not say anything about it. Well, look, Paul. It's a cute.
All right.
Well, here's what it is. Okay, hold on. I got it. Really, I'm going to be a woman right now, okay? I'm going to be a woman, and because I can only answer this as a woman, okay? And as a woman, I would say, aw, that's very cute. And that would be the end of my answer. And then I'll pass it on to Vince and see how he says it. I can't answer that anymore.
Adorable. Okay, so, I sense your intention, Paul, and I've always known it, of being really like a genuine intention. You're a remarkable man, okay? You're still confused when it comes to game and so on. So here's a couple of things that would come to mind. Number one, that goes for everyone. You got to constantly redefine what game means to you. Because to me, game is so broad. I'm not going to limit it to something I read somewhere or the sense that I had of it initially. So every day that you awaken again, you need to expand your awareness of what game, pickup, and seduction really is. Okay? So game is to win. So then, second, you need a greater sense of winning. Me, if for whatever reason I find myself next to a guy that would be a little faster than me, or so on, automatically my mindset is going to kick me in gear into I want to outperform that. I'm going to outperform this right now. Now, it may also be that it's a calling. I would take it as a calling to wake the fuck up, go faster, learn faster. Next time I run into this guy, he's going to be like, wow. And that's how I started. The first exposure that I had to doing better with women, aside from my godfather, was this guy, Stefano. I talk about him in one of my programs, from Italy. And the first time he came around, he stayed at my place 2 weeks. He brought a girl every single night. I did feel a bit small. But I remember I made myself a promise. I say, if I ever see this guy again, he's going to come to me. He's going to ask me, how the fuck do you do it? And sure enough, a year down the road, he revisited, and he couldn't believe how I had transformed. Okay? So right there, a resilience. Then, instead of the third key thing is going to be, you cannot have that loser's mentality of, it's kind of hard to be around, demoralizing. The presupposition you need to remove is that they have something that you don't have. That's false. We go back to the basics of NLP, which was about modeling, which is any human behavior has a recipe behind it. So you got to find the recipe. So become a little curious, observe their mindset, observe what is it that they do. And then don't assume also, if your sense of game is just to follow one method and anything out of that, you don't recognize it. To me, game is what works. So if indeed, which could be a pure hallucination, the guy is getting consistent results, then there's elements of game. That's game. So then you observe, what is it that the person is doing? And then you incorporate it in your own game. And last, always the same, the majority of the questions we hear, we're happy to answer them, but they're always a reflection of a lack of action. Because it feels, if we were a store, you guys, some of you, as Paul, you would be fucking amazing. Because it could be raining, it could be super hot. You would be right outside of our window. And we'd be like, oh, here those guys again. When are they going to enter the fucking store? I mean, once in a while, maybe we'll bring you a cup of tea. That's fucking amazing. It's the winter. It's been snowing and you're still standing outside of our store. Here, have a hot beverage. Are you sure you don't want to come in? And coming in is a true resolution. Okay? It's no longer a debating. It's no longer going a little bit at it. It's a true resolution. You will master this thing, and you aim not in an egotistical manner where you have to be the best, but never sell yourself short of anything less. You aim, I'm going to be the best I can be with this. And any of the local guys that are like the star of the moment, you look at them and you go, watch me, guys. And that's what is lacking. And without that, then you go back to, okay, if there's one girl and she has 3 friends and one of them is a married lady that you knew from 5 years ago from a cousin of yours who used to go to kindergarten with an ex of yours, what do? Right? We go back to those fucking questions because of a lack of true dedication, a lack lack of true action, and it takes everything, and not just once a week, and not 1 or 2 boot camps. The key word, the magic word, until. Right now, the guys who are in Aphrodite Sprints, I'm with them every day. New videos, killer stuff, and I make sure there's basic, intermediate, and also advanced stuff that's super out there. So, same old thing. I know that was a long answer, but it's rich. So take it, Paul, and enter the store. And I know you visited sometimes, but it doesn't matter. There is one thing that no amount of training can do for you. It's 3 keywords, okay? It's possible. It's possible for you, and it's possible for you now. I'm capable, and you deserve it. Possible, capable, deserve it now for you. The first one, a lot of guys, they go, oh, it's possible, maybe. You're still questioning a lot, You're still questioning. I bet if Arash and I right now, we start to share with you guys our juiciest story, the majority of you guys online, you're going to be, really? Is it possible? Wow, 7 girls on him in one shot. Can one really do that? You'll still be doubting it. And then if we say, and now you guys can do the same thing, then you'll be doubting it. You look at it on the outside, which is the proof. You saw this guy, you go, it's possible for him, but you don't know it's possible for me, for you. So when you see success on the outside, you right away got to know that it's possible for you. Otherwise, you're going to feel bad. That's why you feel bad. You should be excited about the guy. And for all we know, he probably doesn't have that much going on. But if you keep on thinking you got nothing going on, it's so hard for you, and you see one guy thriving a little bit, then go, oh my God, it's fucking amazing. Okay? That's all I have to say. Sorry, brother, if I took a little extra time with it. We pass the final question of the evening to you now. Okay, one final question.
This is David Guns from Portland, Maine. I got you guys streaming in my kitchen with my girlfriend and my brother, and I'm going over like the tons of questions that I have to ask. I'm sure like a lot of people probably saw my post the other day where I posted a picture of me and my girlfriend, and it was kind of me introducing my new girlfriend to everybody on my Facebook feed. And I'm going between the questions that I want to ask, and the last one that we wanted that was mostly like, Arash would probably maybe have the best understanding of my situation because I've done a Skype session with him once a few months ago.
Check this out, brother. I will pass the question to Arash, okay? I just want to say one thing. Hallelujah, I sense balls. And I want to congratulate whomever this woman is for having such a good taste in men. Hallelujah. A real man on board. I sense balls. I have to run to the bathroom, but I'll pass the question to Arash because he knows you, and props to you, brother. You're doing the right thing. I see you, I read your stuff, and that's it. That's game right there. That's life. That's powerful. So I'll be right back.
Wow, look at that. Look at that compliment from Vince Kelvin. Damn, right on.
Oh, great. That means a lot because, yeah, it's hard because I'm in the group and I'm with like this group of like 5,000 people that have these certain mindsets about relationships. And so I'm conscious of all the different opinions, but I'm also conscious of my life and the chick that I'm with right now, and I know who she is. So anyway, to get to my question, as I'm a single dad, I'm like a housewife basically as a single father with 2 kids. Now I've got a girl. I met this girl it's a long story. It's actually a pretty dope story actually. I won't go through the whole thing, but anyway, before I met her, she watched all of your videos, Arash, on YouTube, like probably 80% of them, and she what my mindset was, she knew what I was about. And now
you got cut out. I hear 80% of my videos, and then I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Well, there we go. Maybe David will come back. Is anybody else with any questions? While Vince is away in the bathroom, I'll take a question until either David or Vince come back. Otherwise, we can all just sit here.
This is Hosea from Atlanta, and I have an interesting event coming up in, I believe, 2 weeks. It's a Christmas conference, and it's going to be the first time I'll be managing just musicians that are coming from everywhere. It's under my impression that you're really good with events and managing events, and I was just wondering, could you give me any tips on how to handle like the stress in the moment?
Yeah, well, it's weird. I'm good at managing people. That's the answer. Because I got into that. If you see pictures and videos of me doing that stuff in the past, as a part of my past, I did it as a strategy to acquire more women and understand women. So my strategy was to go to a nightclub and introduce myself and tell them that I was going to get the most women there on their worst night of the week, and that became a whole thing. Then I did shows. Next thing you know, I'm fucking doing shit like that. But I have the confidence that I can do it because I can manage people, because I understand people. So my advice to you, coming from a person who deals with people, not events, that's why I'm telling you that. I'm sure there's people that are like great event managers. I don't consider myself one of those. But I'm successful in that I look at the event and I see people. So if there's an artist coming, you have to look at the artist separately because the artist is the artist and they all have their own fucking ways of being. Then there's the crowd. Then there's the fucking person who wants to get close to the fucking artist. And then there's the haters. And then there's the drunk person. There's all that shit. So I like to have good security. I like to have good-looking women. I like to give the artist space and also make sure the artist is being used in a certain way. What I mean by that is, wait, do you have an artist? Do you have some kind of talent coming or no?
Yes, I have talent from England and some from Alabama.
Perfect. So there's your opportunity right there so that you can use the talent's name to give yourself some good Instagram and Facebook and YouTube videos. This is important because you're putting in the time, you're putting in the energy, and it's important that you fucking get something from it besides that night. You got to think ahead because then you could use that event to create a bigger event. That's how my shit started. I just got a bunch of women into a party, into a club. I use that to the next thing, and then suddenly I'm being fucking contacted when porn stars are coming into town saying, you're great with women, we have this porn star coming, can you host her? I'm like, fuck, of course I can fucking host her. And once I had my first fucking porn star, then I used that for the next thing you know, I was like, I had access to all fucking major porn stars or whatever. So that's my only advice, and remember that events and lectures and everything else, and even like podcasts that we're on right now, how do I know I'm going to be good at it? Because we're dealing with people. We're all people in the end. So understand people, and then it's all good. You know what I mean? That's the only advice I have, brother. But I'm not like an event guy. I'm a people guy. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Vince, are you back?
Yes, I am back. I heard the answer. Phenomenal.
David's question was cut off. We didn't get to hear David's question.
Yeah, David Guns is back. You guys, I'm so sorry. I pushed the fucking mute button on my cheek. Let me squeeze one more back in?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Let's wrap it up then, David. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay, so yeah, my girl. When I met my girl, before I even met my girl, the first night I met her, she knew. She like scrolled through my Facebook. She knew I posted Arash every 2 fucking days or whatever. She watched a fuckload of his videos, so she knew what my mind state was. She knew what I was doing. She came into my life okay with it, and that's good because that's how it's gonna be either way. Now we're together. I have children, so I'm kind of a housewife in my own sense, Monday through Friday. I've got kids that get out of school. I'm home all the fucking time, and I do everything I can do in my spare time. She's ready to be the maternal figure in my life, and my question, out of all the questions that I have, is how can I balance being myself, doing what I need to do as a man to go out, create shit in the world, create money, gather more of what I want, which is fucking women and more influence in the world, but also not be pushing her away at the same time. And I don't know. I guess that's it. Not be pushing her away, but also be doing what I need to do.
Great. Okay, I get it. I have some answers here. So this is good. Everybody listen carefully because you're talking to a man who I've spoken to a few times in the past. I remember the things that his evolution, and I also remember being at the club with you in Los Angeles at the event, and how that was, and that was great fun. So this is very exciting. This is like what is the payoff really for instructors and teachers is to see somebody be in a position, you know, where his girlfriend is right there, and he can say all these things. without hiding. So now, my job is not to make people comfortable. My job is to teach the truth. So here we go. I'll give you 3 things that came to my mind right away. One is, as great as your girl is, be ready for her to betray you and leave you. You need to know that. Okay? And I know that she's going to shake her head and say no, and that's not her and all that shit. Okay, yeah, all right, whatever. So that has to be understood by every single man, as it's understood by me with my girlfriends right now. Lecture and I have been together for 10 years and 9 months, I think now. It's still in my mind. It never goes away. If it goes away, there's something wrong. It's in her DNA to betray you and try to destroy you, no matter what. That has to be understood by every man, because what happens is we get lulled to sleep when a woman shows up and is okay with everything, and it's like, oh my God, yes, I'll support you. Yeah, go ahead, have other girls. Okay, I got it. But yes, talking to a man who's been there too many times before. That's number one. Second one, you're not being a house. What did you say? A housewife? House mom? What was the term used?
Yeah, housewife.
Okay.
A mother. I'm like mother and father. I'm with kids after school, before school.
Got it. Okay, good. Okay, so now watch this, everybody. Because the words we use are indicators of our mind. So I'm going to now present you with what I see instead of a housewife, because I don't see a housewife. And this is for you to either take or not take. You're an adult, you're a man, you know what you're doing. So when I hear that, something inside of me comes out differently. So I don't see a housewife. What I see is a man who is going to protect his children no matter what, and make sure that his children have a proper upbringing and that his children come first over anything, no matter what. And that is a man to me. That whether or not the female did her job or not, he said, look, I will fucking do whatever the fuck it takes for my children to be okay, and they are going to be okay. Now, to me, that's not a housewife or a mother or anything like that, because I've seen mothers, they're terrible, and I've seen housewives, they need a man. But a man who can do that is a very powerful man, because at the same time, he's also out getting women and talking about expanding his life. So we have to be very, very aware of the words we use, because if I'm thinking in my mind I'm being a housewife, I'm going to carry myself like a housewife during those times. But if I know that I'm a warrior who has 2 children that are going to grow up and watch their fucking warrior dad be a fucking warrior, and one thing I'm going to teach them is that responsibility is the number one thing in life. And look, your dad is here no matter what the fuck your fucking mom or any other fucking bitch does. But get this right. You're always going to be okay. Learn to protect yourself, learn to be strong. So that's my number 2 suggestion. And number 3, in regards to making money and all that, this just came up in, maybe it was Diamond Mind? No, it was one of my free video blogs. I'm doing the video blogs again on my channel. And here's my suggestion, and if your lady is listening, this is my suggestion for both of you. You, sir, are going to decide what it is you're going to do, whatever that is. It could be you decide to do 5 internet businesses. It could be you're going to go out. It could be, I don't care. You are going to decide what it is that you're going to do, because you're going to be the head of this family. If she decides to take on the mother role and take care of your children as that role, you are the head of this family, and she's asking to be part of your family, which I understand. My girlfriends are my family. You have to take a look at all the information you have, who she is, who your children are, who you are, what state you live in, what countries, all that shit. You are the strategist. And you say, okay, based on this, right now, I make this decision, and you make a decision. Now, her job is to take your decision as she would take your seed, your semen, and grow it into a baby. So she is there with one simple job. Your lady who's listening has one job, and if she's been watching me all 80 videos, then she is a student, so I can tell her this. You have one job, to support and strengthen whatever your man does. As long as you do that, he will never have the desire to leave you, and you will be safe and secure with him, no matter who he fucks, no matter what bitch comes around, no matter how hot she is, no matter what she promises him. It is not in him. God, nature, Buddha, evolution did not create him to leave you if you support him. He will never leave you and always protect you. That is my promise from back here. I promise you that. If you do what I said. If you don't do what I said, and you start to give any kind of grief or nonsense, eventually you will be replaced. And so that is my advice on that. And I really love the question, because it's a great question, because these are the things that I would like to answer everybody. We have to evolve and move on to the next level, because it doesn't, you might be thinking over there, let me tell you something. You might be thinking over there, wow, David's so lucky. No. His woman is so lucky. She is being fulfilled. Otherwise, she would not do what she's doing. I know because I have women in my life who are more fulfilled than any other woman. Go look. Not just on Facebook. Come show up to the events and see them. I bring them. She is fulfilled. He made this life happen. This is why the question is so important, because his children are now going to get a woman who cares about their dad so much that nature will give her the desire to take care of them, so she could show the dad, I am a good mate for you. I know that her desire will be to be a great mother for them more than their own mother. As shitty as that is, this is life. 1, the children will do better. 2, the woman will do better. 3, he'll get on with his life. So this is the level of question. This is the level of pickup. This is seduction. This is life. This is why we live, so that you guys can become men to fulfill women. And when he brings the next woman in his life, again, that woman will be more fulfilled. This one will be more fulfilled. He'll be more fulfilled. And you guys will be more fulfilled by watching another man do it. This is what it's about. So, bravo, congratulations. And again, brother, it's going to be a rocky road, but that's life. You've been through the hard parts. Now, after what you've been through, this is what happens. The strength that comes afterwards. If you don't fucking die, if you don't give up, this is what happens. Now, you're out there fucking shit up. And you know, I'll be here to help you as much as I can and be an example as much as I can, okay?
You've been listening to The Real Kings of Pickup with Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Brought to you by www.globalslr.com. Call live every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to get your questions answered. Just dial 701-801-1220. Then enter 129-779-160, followed by the pound key. To get your free pickup starters kit, go to www.seductioncoaching.com now. And remember, stay sexy.